Today, we're going to be talking about Exit Plan. This is going to be going into the Dollar Bin playlist, because it was from a dollar store. Exit Plan is pretty difficult for me to really explain in a way that I'm satisfied with explaining it. No, now, obviously, I don't write a script or anything for the vast majority of these, and I didn't write one for this one either. I didn't have anything planned to write for this one at all. So it's just completely fresh off the top of my head, and I've been thinking about how I would explain this for the past few days, and I just really can't decide on something that satisfied me to really say this in the best way. But Exit Plan literally is about a man's exit plan. His plan to leave this world, so as to say. The film opens with this man going to a doctor, and the doctor says that he has a brain tumor, and it has grown, and it is inoperable. He only has a specific amount of time left in this world before it kills him. He is on a clock before the tumor starts to do more than just give him blackouts and memory problems and speech problems. It's going to literally change him, and then he's going to die. It is a very, very, very sad story. He has a girlfriend/wife, I'm not exactly sure which one, and he is afraid to tell her what's going on with the tumor, so he doesn't tell her anything. He tries to go back to his old job and finds he's like an insurance investigator, and one of the people he goes to meet, one of his clients, tells him that her husband has been missing for 5 years and she wants to cash in on his life insurance policy just to have closure that he is dead. And he says that there's no real... You need to have more proof that he's actually dead. He's still missing. There's no body that's been found, yada yada. And then she shows him a video, a little webcam video of her husband saying that he has decided to take his life through the assistance of this program. This man decides to go actually research. He goes out into the middle of nowhere in, I want to say, Denmark. I'm not exactly sure where this place is. So he goes out there and investigates this by actually signing up to exit as well. Because that's actually what he's been trying to do prior to meeting this client. He's been finding ways to exit, but he could never really find something that he wasn't too scared to do. He was very scared to do all of these things, because it's a really scary thing to contemplate this type of thing. It's a really scary thing. It's a very irreversible decision once you finally go through with it. So every time you see this man try different various things, he well, let's just say he stops midway because he chickens out. He doesn't want to actually leave, but he's afraid of what this tumor is going to do to him. So he doesn't want to be alive, but he doesn't really want to go either. It's a very difficult thing to go through. So he goes to this place, and he goes through this exit plan. He signs some papers, he writes his consents, he makes his own exit video that would be sent to his loved ones. But then he realizes he wants to go actually say goodbye to his girlfriend/wife in person before he actually leaves, but they won't let him leave. So that's when the third act gets a little bit, what's the word I'm trying to think of? It gets a little mind-bending, reality-altering. It gets a little warpish. Like, things get a little out of whack, and you start to wonder if he ever actually left at all, or if this is just the drugs influencing his brain in his last moments of life before this drug that he took actually takes his life, that he decided to take at this facility. Because the end of the film feels very psychedelic. That's the word I'm looking for. It feels very psychedelic. He does meet his girlfriend at the end, and he tells her about his tumor, and they decide to work through it together. But then you realize, what if he never actually left, and this is just in his head, and he actually is still laying on that bed dying from taking this pill that will eventually kill him. It's a very sad and deep story, and it is coming from a perspective that I've never really felt myself, but I can empathize very strongly with. It's not easy to think about these things. It's not easy to go through these things. It's not easy to for anything to do with this type of thing. It's not easy. It wasn't easy watching this, and I don't think I would watch it again. I don't think it's a bad movie at all, though. I think it is a very thought-provoking movie. It is a very deep movie. It's a very psychological movie. It's very smart, and I would recommend it, but I would give you caution, I would give you warning. If you've ever thought about these things, if this is a touchy subject for you, then viewer discretion is advised.